More than 80% of our worries are related to things we cannot control. Master the chaos of your life by changing your perspective. In this video, you will discover how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can help you cope with the unpredictability of life and find inner peace. Think about it. Life is like a puzzle. We think we've solved one corner, but then a new problem emerges. We're all looking for a way out of this maze. Chaos, difficulties, unexpected situations. We ask ourselves, how can we live without being defeated by life's challenges? Take control of your life. Find inner peace and deal with these challenges more effectively. I have good news for you. An ancient philosophy born in Athens thousands of years ago is guiding us to overcome these challenges. Stoicism provides the timeless answer. Through self-control, we all struggle with the ups and downs of life, and external events can sometimes affect us deeply. So how can we stand stronger in such situations? The answer is actually very simple. It's about how we react. It's not about what the outside world does to us, but how we make sense of those situations. A calm and resilient mind is the secret to invincibility. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling. The rain is pouring down. And yet there you are. Stoicism teaches us to face the challenges of life with a calm mind, an unshakable posture, and an unyielding spirit. And how can we apply this to our daily lives? The answer is simple. By integrating Stoicism into every aspect of our lives. Close your eyes and think of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who experienced the horrors of the Holocaust and the unspeakable suffering of the Nazi concentration camps. Frankl lost everything when he was taken to a concentration camp: his family, his wife, his freedom, and even his human dignity. For days, he fought hunger, worked in inhumane conditions, and lived in the face of death at every moment. It was a hell where people were seen as numbers, and survival depended entirely on luck. Yet, amid this darkness, Viktor Frankl discovered a profound truth. Everything can be taken from a person, but one thing: the freedom to choose one's approach, no matter what the circumstances. This encapsulated the essence of his experiences, showing that even in the most dire situations, an inner freedom and a spark of humanity could always be preserved. He realized that he could not control what happened to him, but that he always had the power to choose how to respond to it. Frankl's incredible discovery shines a guiding light not only on his life, but on all of ours. Even in the most difficult moments, there is always freedom to cling to. The fundamental teaching of Stoicism itself. Our strength is not in the events themselves, but in our reaction to them. This is a poignant testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unshakable power of the will. Consider modern challenges: losing a job, facing rejection, or coping with the chaos of a global pandemic. The challenges life throws at us are inevitable. Rather than letting them defeat us, Stoic philosophy is a compass that shows us how to stand up to them, meet them with courage, wisdom, and resilience, and even turn them into opportunities. Stoicism provides a clear path to inner invincibility through disciplined thought, conscious action, and a relentless focus on what truly matters. In this video, we will establish the principles of this philosophy, relate them to real-life examples, and build your own unshakable foundation. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video to receive more content like this. Whether you're a seasoned Stoic or just beginning to explore this ancient wisdom, This journey will show you how to not only survive, but thrive when faced with life's inevitable challenges. Let's break it down step by step, reinterpreting challenges. The story of James Stockdale. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Seneca. Adversity is the great balance of life. It does not discriminate and comes uninvited. The key to resilience lies in how we perceive and react to adversity. To grasp this fundamental Stoic principle, let's delve into the story of James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy pilot and prisoner of war during the Vietnam War. Shot down and captured over enemy territory in 1965, Stockdale endured more than 7 years of physical torture, isolation, and psychological torment in a brutal POW camp. Despite this, he maintained his sanity and determination through Stoicism. During this time, Stockdale applied the teachings of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus to his own situation. While accepting what was beyond his control, the whims of his captors, and the cruelty of his environment, he focused on what he could manage, his mindset and behavior. He also used his suffering as an opportunity to lead and inspire his fellow prisoners. He emerged not broken, but strengthened, embodying the Stoic ideal of endurance in the face of adversity. Let's continue with examples from today's world. Imagine a failed job interview. You may feel inadequate or defeated, but what if you take it as a learning opportunity? Perhaps you gained insight into how to present yourself better, or discovered skills you still need to develop. By changing your perspective, you turn rejection into fuel for growth. Another example. Imagine a professional athlete suffering a career-ending injury. While some grieve the loss of their dreams, others find new purpose beyond their initial goals by channeling their passion into coaching. The control dilemma. The chief task in life is to distinguish between matters, those within our control and those beyond our control. Epictetus. One of the most liberating and empowering principles of Stoicism is the control dilemma. Stoicism divides the world into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. This may sound easy at first, but mastering it takes unwavering perseverance and resilience. Understanding the dilemma, what can we control? According to Epictetus, we only control our own actions, thoughts, and choices. Everything else, other people's opinions, natural phenomena, the past, and even our health to a large extent, is beyond our control. If we focus our energy on what we can change and don't get hung up on what we can't, we won't suffer unnecessarily. Think of a parent who is worried about their child's exam results. They can't control how well the child will perform, but they can influence the preparation process, providing a supportive environment, helping with study plans, and offering encouragement. Once the test starts, however, the outcome is out of their hands. Recognizing this distinction is key to avoiding unnecessary stress and anxiety. The control dilemma is interconnected. Social media bombards us with images of perfection, successful careers, ideal relationships, and flawless lifestyles. Yet none of these external comparisons are within our control. What is within our power is how we choose to interpret and respond to them. Do we allow them to create jealousy and dissatisfaction in us, or do we focus on our own values and growth? Think of a marathon runner. Runners must accept that they cannot control the weather on race day, the performance of other runners, or unexpected injuries. They also cannot control the performance of their own training, nutrition, or mental preparation. If they obsess about these uncontrollable factors, they risk losing focus and motivation. runners must focus on their preparation and effort. This ensures that they are doing their best no matter what the outcome. Identify what you can control. Runners must stop and ask, is this in my control? If you're stuck in traffic, you can't control the other cars, but you can control your reaction, like listening to a podcast or waiting for traffic to clear. Release what you can't control. Let go of things outside your control. Worrying about tomorrow's weather will only drain your energy. Instead, plan for contingencies. Don't take this as indifference. It means acceptance. Focus on the effort, not the result. When pursuing a goal, channel your energy into actions you can take. Judge your success based on your own effort rather than on external results, which are often influenced by factors that are out of your reach. Change your perspective. Revisit events, focusing on what you can learn or how you can improve. Did you lose your job? While you cannot undo the incident, you can take steps to improve your skills or explore new opportunities. Controllability checklist. Create a 2-column chart labeled "What I Can Control" and "What I Cannot Control." When you face a concern or challenge, write it in the appropriate column. Then, take action according to the principles of Stoic philosophy to overcome the worries and challenges that are within your control. And don't waste your energy on the worries and challenges that we cannot control. The Control Duo will help you focus your energy on what matters most: your choices, attitudes, and actions. As Epictetus wisely observed, use your energy to the fullest for what you think you can accomplish under your control. Don't waste energy on situations you cannot control. This principle simplifies decision-making and enables you to accept challenges with a clear conscience. Section 3. Mastering your emotions. The power of the control dilemma. As Epictetus said, control your emotions, or they will control you. Life is unpredictable. People may disappoint you, things may not go as planned, and difficulties may arise unexpectedly. But there's one universal truth: you can always control how you react, not what happens. This is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and the secret to mastering your emotions. The control dilemma, a framework for inner peace. At the heart of Stoicism lies the control duo. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are in our hands, others are not." This distinction is the basis of emotional mastery. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, and you empower yourself. Dwell on what you cannot control, other people's opinions, outcomes, or random events, and you invite frustration, anxiety, and despair. Imagine standing on the shore and watching waves crash against the rocks. You can't control the tides or the weather, but you can decide to stand firm, retreat, or enjoy the beauty of the moment. The control dilemma teaches us to stop fighting external forces and instead master our internal responses. Emotional traps of modern life. In today's fast-paced world, it is harder than ever to deal with our emotions. Social media bombards us with comparisons and criticism. Workplaces demand that we constantly improve our performance, leaving little room for self-reflection. Relationships sometimes bring tension instead of happiness. These pressures often lead to extreme emotional reactions, such as anger, jealousy, and despair. The Stoics understood these emotions well and saw them not as inevitable reactions, but as errors of judgment. They believed that emotions arise not from the events themselves, but from how we interpret them. For example, if a coworker takes your point of view at work, your first reaction might be anger. But what if you looked at their actions through a Stoic lens? They might be acting out of mistrust, or it could be an opportunity to clarify your contribution with grace. The situation hasn't changed, but your interpretation has, and so has your emotional state. How to control your emotions. Separate the controllables from the uncontrollables. Ask yourself, is this within my power? If the answer is no, let it go. If yes, focus your energy on constructive actions. Pause for a moment. Take a breath and observe your emotions. Before reacting, take a deep breath and name what you are feeling. Research shows that labeling emotions, "I feel disappointed," can reduce their intensity and help you respond more thoughtfully. Challenge your prejudices. Our emotions are often fueled by the stories we tell ourselves. Instead of thinking that someone's negative comment is intended to hurt you, think about how it can give you a positive insight. Reevaluate the situation with positive outcomes in mind to diffuse negative emotions. Ignore trivial situations. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not over external events." If you realize this, you will find power. Set aside petty resentments and focus on what really matters in the grand scheme of life. Harness the power of foresight. Practice envisioning bad things in advance. Imagine potential setbacks such as losing your job, missing your flight, or receiving criticism. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios, you will be better prepared to handle them calmly when they occur. Real-life applications. Turning emotional triggers into growth opportunities. Social media dilemma. Seeing someone else's success can trigger jealousy or self-doubt. Instead of spiraling, ask, what can I learn from their journey? How can I use it to support my own development? Dealing with criticism. Don't react defensively. See criticism as an opportunity to approach the situation from a new perspective. Even if the criticism is baseless, it's an opportunity to practice humility and self-restraint. Facing personal losses, losing a loved one, a job, or a dream is painful. Stoics see loss as a natural part of life. Accept the impermanence of life and focus on what is left. Exercise emotional control. Reflect on the emotions you experience every evening or during the day. Write them down. The situations that triggered the emotion. How you initially reacted. Whether the event was within your control. An alternative response inspired by the Stoics. For example, trigger: a rude driver cut me off. Reaction: I yelled at them and felt angry for hours. Control: I couldn't control their driving, but I could control my reaction. Alternative reaction: I could shrug and remind myself that their behavior reflected them, not me. Over time, this exercise will help you identify patterns, reframe triggers, and respond more calmly to life's challenges. Mastering your emotions is not about suppressing them, but about understanding and channeling them. The control dilemma provides a map for navigating life's chaos with grace, clarity, and strength. Apply these principles and discover that the storms of life no longer affect you. Stand firm on the unshakable foundation of Stoic wisdom. Living with purpose, aligning actions with virtue. What gets in your way becomes your path. Marcus Aurelius: everyone wants a sense of direction and meaning in their life. But in a world full of distractions, competing priorities, and endless temptations, staying on course can feel overwhelming. The Stoics knew the key to a meaningful life. Align your actions with virtue. Living purposefully means striving for a perfect character and discovering our higher potential. It's not about accepting the consequences of temporary pleasures or situations that occur against our will. What does it mean to be balanced? In Stoic terms, purpose derives from virtue. the moral and ethical excellence that governs how we think, feel, and act. The Stoics identified 4 basic virtues: wisdom, making sound judgments and decisions; courage, facing fears and difficulties with strength; justice, treating others fairly and acting with integrity; temperance, practicing moderation and self-control. Living purposefully means using these virtues as a compass for every decision, no matter how small. For example, when faced with a difficult choice at work, wisdom can guide you to seek long-term solutions rather than short-term gains. Courage pushes you to stand up for what is right, even when it is uncomfortable. Justice ensures that you are fair in your actions, while temperance reminds you to avoid extremes. The beauty of Stoicism is its practicality. You don't need to abandon your current life to live with purpose. It is enough to align your daily actions with these virtues. Purpose isn't found in grand gestures, but in the consistent application of these principles to your relationships, career, and personal development. The modern crisis of purpose. Many people today feel lost, aimless, or unfulfilled. Social media and consumer culture tell us that happiness lies in possessions, status, or external approval. But the Stoics recognized the emptiness of these pursuits 2,000 years ago. Seneca warned, "We complain not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste most of it." The modern crisis of purpose stems from pursuing external goals without examining if they align with our values. Imagine climbing a ladder for years only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. Stoicism provides a way out by emphasizing inner satisfaction over external achievement. How to live purposefully. A Stoic roadmap. Define your values. Start by asking yourself, what am I really for? What kind of person do I want to be? Write down your core values, your guiding principles that reflect your best self. For example, if honesty is a value, practice it in all situations, even when it is inconvenient. Practice the cardinal virtues. Use the Stoic virtues as a yardstick for making decisions. When in doubt about the best course of action, ask, what would the wise choose? When fear holds you back, ask yourself, how can I muster courage? When you are tempted to act selfishly, ask, what does justice demand of me? When faced with excess or indulgence, ask, how can I practice moderation? Focus on the present moment. Purpose is found here and now, not in some imaginary future. As Marcus Aurelius advised, limit yourself to the present. Avoid overanalyzing the past or worrying too much about the future. Ask, what is the most virtuous action I can take right now? Set meaningful goals. Align your goals with your values. Rather than pursuing wealth for its own sake, ask how financial stability can serve a greater purpose, such as supporting your family or contributing to your community. Embrace obstacles as opportunities. Difficulties are not roadblocks. They are part of the path. When you face difficulties, see it as a chance to show resilience and grow in virtue. As Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Real-life applications. Finding purpose in daily life, workplace purpose. Don't see your job as just a paycheck. See it as an opportunity to practice excellence. How can you bring wisdom, courage, fairness, or moderation to your daily work? Maybe it's mentoring a colleague in a difficult situation or doing your best even when no one is watching. Purposeful relationships. Strong relationships are built on trust, empathy, and mutual respect. Practice justice by treating others fairly, wisdom by listening before you speak, and moderation by managing your emotions in conflict. Purpose in challenges. Even life's most difficult moments can have a purpose. An illness in your family can inspire you to provide care and support, with courage and compassion. A setback in your career may force you to reassess your priorities and follow a path closer to your values. Exercise Purpose Compass. Spend 10 minutes each day reflecting on these 4 questions. What steps did I take today that align with my values? Where have I strayed from my values, and how can I correct this? What opportunities tomorrow will allow me to practice the Stoic virtues? How can I use today's challenges to become stronger and wiser? This exercise keeps your purpose front and center so that your actions remain consistent with your highest aspirations. The ultimate reward, a meaningful life. Align your actions with virtue to discover a deep sense of purpose that external success cannot provide. Life will no longer feel aimless because every decision and action contributes to your growth. The Stoics understood that a purposeful life is defined by how you live, not by what you achieve. Purpose requires commitment, not perfection. When you falter, remember, every moment is a chance to start again. Walk the Stoic path and turn even the smallest actions into steps towards a life of meaning and fulfillment. If this kind of content excites you and you want to be part of our growing community, subscribe and like this video to join our family.